Hi there, this is Jordo. Welcome. I am here with patch 10.14 for League of Legends. It seems like this is actually a quite big patch, but it seems like it. And I'm just going to run through the buffs, nerfs, system updates, and the new skins and chromas, which will be released quite soon. And I think there's a few going to be released in this upcoming, well, in this patch right now. So the buffs are Alistar, Karthus, Kha'zix, Riven, Sejuani, and Zed. The nerfs are Ezreal, Pyke, Trundle, Varus, Volibear, and Wukong. The system updates are Ghost and Predator. They have both been buffed, which is I think this is really great. Ghost and Predator have needed a buff, but Predator is the system which is definitely most needed the buff because it has been quite weak at this moment of time. So hopefully this buff will fix it. So let's run straight through it now. So I'm going to run through the champions now. So Alistar's Q cooldown has been decreased to 15, 14, 13, 12 and 11 seconds. This is definitely a well needed buff for him for his Q. And Ezreal's EQ down has been increased to 28, 25, 22, 19, 16 seconds. This is definitely a well needed nerf for him because I do feel he is quite strong at this moment of time, and I just think that this is definitely a well needed nerf for him. So Karthus has been buffed. His base health and movement speed have been increased. His Q damage has been increased, and his Q damage to monsters has been decreased. E Mana Restore is now always active, and the AoE damage tick rate per second has been increased. So his base stats, health has been increased to 550. His movement speed has been increased to 335. Q has been buffed. E has been buffed. Definitely now well needed buffs for him. Yep. So definitely like I said, a well needed buff for him. Kha'Zix isolated target bonus damage has been increased to 120% from 100%. And Pyke has been buffed and nerfed at the same time from what it looks like. So his base magic damage growth and armor growth has been decreased, but his Q cooldown has been decreased and now scales. Cooldown decreased early, base damage increased, and W bonus move now constant at all ranks, and his E base damage has been increased. So I'll just leave that there for you. His magic resist growth has been decreased to 1.25 from 1.5. His armor growth has been nerfed from 5 to 3.5. I'll just leave his Q there for you. His W is there as well, and his E is there. So I'll just run through the W and E because there's a lot to run through with the Q. So his bonus movement speed is now 40% at all ranks, and his E base damage is now 105, 135, 165, 195, and 225 for each rank. Riven has definitely had a well needed buff, and I do love Riven. I am actually a top lane player, and I do feel that the champs aren't where they need are not where they need to be at this moment in time, and I definitely feel this is definitely a well needed buff for her. So passive bonus damage has been increased from so it's now actually 30 to 60% total attack damage levels 1 to 18, and life steal and critical strikes also apply to this damage. This is definitely a well needed buff for her passive, and I think it's great. Sejuani's E base damage has been increased. Frost cooldown on stunned enemies. enemy champions decrease and constant at all levels. So the base damage is now 55, 105, 155, 205, and 25, and that's for E. And now the frost cooldown is stunned enemy champions cannot gain frost for 8 seconds, level 1 to 18. So that's, I feel that is a good buff for her. Trundle has been nerfed. His W bonus attack speed has been decreased in early game, so it's now 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100%. It's definitely a well needed nerf for him because I know he's been played quite a lot in pro play, and it's the same for Varus because I know that he's been played quite a lot in pro play, and they want a lot of the other champions to shine. So his Q and E have been nerfed so his Q bonus damage ratio is 125, 130, 135, 140, and 145% total attack damage, and the minimum damage is always 66%, sorry, of the maximum damage, and the E base damage is now 50, 90, 130, 170, and 210. So I do feel this is definitely a well needed nerf for him because I do feel Varus has been extremely strong and I feel that he has been abused. Volibear has been nerfed. His base attack speed has been decreased and his W heal now halved when targeting monsters, which is definitely, I do feel this is great because I know you can just use his W on a minion and or monster, and then you can get your health back. So his base attack speed is now 0.625 instead of 0.66. Definitely, that's great. And his wounded enemy heal on his W is reduced to 50% on minions and monsters. Wukong has definitely had a well needed nerf for him because I know that he's been abused by a lot of people and he's just extremely strong at this moment of time. So his ultimate and R, same thing, as the knock-up duration has been nerfed to 0.6 seconds instead of 0.75 seconds. It's definitely a well needed nerf for him. Zed's W missile speed has been increased and his cooldowns for his W have been decreased in early game as well. So his missile speed is now 2,500 instead of 1,750, and his cooldowns for his W is now 20, 18.5, 17, 15.5, and 14 seconds. This is definitely a well needed buff for him, and I hope that he will be played a lot more because I do love Zed as a champion. Predator has been buffed. This is definitely, like I said earlier, a well needed buff for this system. So I'm just going to run through it now quite quickly. So the damage growth is now 40 to 120, and that's for levels 1 to 18. So it will go up between level 1 and 18, of course. And the cooldown is now 90 to 60 seconds, and that's between, of course, level 1 to 18. So this is definitely a well needed buff for it, and I do hope that it will be a lot stronger in this patch now. The summoner spell Ghost has been buffed because I know that in patch 10.12 it was nerfed with its increased cooldown, but now they've actually buffed the movement speed to 24 to 48%, and that's between levels 1 to 18. So it's been counteracted with the bonus speed now instead of the increased cooldown, which is still there. So we will help a lot, and this is definitely a well needed buff for Ghost, and I'm just extremely happy that that is actually happen now because I do like Ghost as a rune, as a summoner spell instead. So they're just sometimes running Flash or yeah. There's quite actually a lot of bug fixes, and I do feel this is definitely well needed. But I'm not going to run through them. I'm just going to leave them there, so you can um have have the look, or you can just go on to here and just check for yourself. And then I'm going to run through the upcoming skins and chromas, and I do love these. These are amazing. So I'm just going to come out of this, and then we will run through them now. So there's actually Conqueror Nautilus. Love it. I do love Nautilus as a champ. And then we've got Arcanist Shaco, which is great. I do love Shaco as well. I think this is a great look, a great looking skin. And then there's Arcanist Cogmore, which does I think I have seen this. Is he looks a lot like the Fizz skin, which I think that is actually hilarious. And I think everyone has most been looking for is the Arcanist Zoe and Arcanist Zoe Prestige, which I think they look amazing. I do love Zoe as a champ also, but I don't play mid lane a lot. I normally play top lane or support. So this is the Arcanist Zoe, and this is the Arcanist Zoe Prestige. I think they're both great. And this is Infernal Valkos. I do love, of course, like I'm gonna say, I do love Valkos as the champ, and this is definitely a well needed skin for him. And then there's Infernal Karthus and Kennen. I love both of these. I love Kennen as a champ because I play top lane. It's just amazing. So I'm just gonna close that down. Sorry. And then I think that is actually everything from this patch. I know there's a few of the skins which have been released with this patch, and there's more to come after, which is these. Oh, actually, what I've just missed is the chromas. In fact, so I do apologise about that. So there's Arcanist Cogmore. He's got chromas now. Arcanist Shaco, Infernal Kennen, Infernal Karthus, and Infernal Valkos. So they've all had chromas as well. So that is actually the end of this video. So I would like to thank you all for stopping by, and I hope that you will come back soon for the next video, which probably will be patch 10.15 when it's eventually released. So thank you, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment please. So thank you and goodbye.